What's up, y'all? Drill88 here, and welcome back to the warehouse. Let's take a look at Kiznaiver. If you watch anime or have a friend who watches anime and are on Facebook at all, you've probably seen this clip constantly roll from Crunchyroll. And after finally getting everything else done in my life, I was able to get around to watching the first episode. And this is very interesting. So let's go ahead and see first impressions. What did this episode offer us? Well, first of all, opening scene is a kid in what looks like a school. I'm guessing it's a school, could be a hospital. He basically sees his friend commit suicide in front of him, which turns his hair white for some reason. This is Katsuhira. I think that's how you pronounce it, Katsuhira. And this is our main character. I'm going to go ahead and say this. I don't like Katsuhira. I seriously hope this series makes him an interesting character later, but I will tell you right up, I don't like Katsuhira. Skip to 12 years later, and he's a brooding emo, for lack of a better term. He's super apathetic, which I hate those kind of characters. I'm not a fan of those kind of people. Just the kind of ones that are just blank, no emotion, feel nothing, say nothing, just whatever. Not a fan. He is being bullied at school, apparently. His friend Chidori is upbeat, very caring individual. Finds out about this. She wants to do something to try to get them to stop. He's apathetic towards it, and she gets upset and leaves. Bullies come up and start bullying him again. He's not really showing anything. And enter the character Tenga. Tenga, I like Tenga. Tenga's cool. Basically makes the bullies go away. And it's from this point that Katsuhira, I'm sorry. I had a hard time remembering that name. It's at this point Katsuhira lets us know that he cannot feel pain. He cannot feel pain. So that's attributing as to why he is so apathetic. He feels no pain. So, I don't know, if it was me and I could feel pain, I'd be acting like a superhero. Probably get myself killed, but there you go. Let's see, blah, 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 blah. Can't feel pain. Filler moments happen in the next few seconds of the episode. Katsuhira then comes face to face with the gray-haired individual by the name of Sonozaki. She starts talking about the 7 deadly sins and how the 7 deadly sins have changed over the years. And we have a brief montage over several characters in the school. Yuta, the cunning normal, which is he's not quite pretty boy, but he's definitely the popular one with a smile on his face. But just the angle, the look at the how this character is made, you can tell there's like something sneaky about him. So, the cunning normal. Maki, the high and mighty, which is the prudish, hard-nosed female. You know, the token girl that, you know, there's fan fictions galore about that kind of character, so you know what I'm talking about. Chidori, the goody two-shoes, which I find very funny. Nayami, the eccentric head case, aka Luna Lovegood. I have this girl pegged for Luna Lovegood the moment that I saw her, and this will come back later. It is here that we take a break from jumping back and forth between characters, and Katsuhira asks if Sonozaki's just bad-mouthing these individuals. And she looks at him and names him as the next deadly sin, Katsuhira, the imbecile, which I just cackled gleefully because I was like, yeah, you are. Really, there's nothing about this character that I like. There's nothing about this character that I can connect to on any level. Oddly enough, this actually comes into play. She lays down the bomb that the reason he's been bullied since childhood and all the way up to now is because he doesn't show fear. He doesn't get scared. He doesn't run. He doesn't tense up. He just takes it. And because he just takes it, people can't associate themselves with him in any way. To put it a different way, and this is a very interesting point, people wanting to see themselves in others. By showing no fear and not struggling, the people who bullied him and continue to bully him feel a disconnect. Sort of, there's a human element that's lacking. However, he looks like a normal person, but he doesn't act like a typical normal person. He doesn't fight back. He doesn't cringe up or get scared. He just takes it, and because of that lack of basic human emotion, it brings out certain characteristics in other people. In some, they bully him. They try to hurt him, try to glean some sort of an emotional response from him. Others may try to befriend him and try to foster some sort of emotional attachment there, or try to draw some sort of an emotion out of it. It's a very interesting theory, at least. But she also pushes him downstairs. Just boop. He goes head over heels. He goes down. And it's in that moment that you see his eyes change a little bit. And in that moment, you think he might show fear. You think he might show something. But he just caught a glimpse of her panties, and then clunk, he's out. Let's see. Cut to the hospital, where Katsuhira is being medically transported by what looked like a bunch of mutated Murlocs. And apparently there are pink disco balls all over this hospital that they're in, because why not? Let's see. Sonozaki appears again, and behind him is Yuta, Maki, Chidori, Tenga, and Nayami. I did say her name earlier, right? Yeah. Nayami, the Luna Lover character. Questions are asked, and eventually Sonozuka mentions the experiment known as the Kizuna system. Apparently the reason the pain and suffering... The reason there is pain, suffering, and war in the world is because no one can feel the pain of others. And if we could all feel the pain of others, it would eliminate all that. Which I'm going to keep my opinions to myself on this particular matter. Because anime! Abide by the anime laws. She also names Tenga the sixth deadly sin, the musclehead thug, which I do not necessarily agree with. All we've seen of Tenga so far is someone who ran off the other bullies. How does that make him a musclehead thug? But, anyhow, goes on to, Sonozaki goes on to explain that everyone so far had been abducted from around the city and brought there. Why? So that they would all have surgery performed on them, so the Kizuna system would be equipped into them. And thanks to Katsuhira, the surgery was a success, and they're all linked somehow. Of course, nobody believes the story. Everybody deuces, except for Katsuhira, who stays behind to talk to Sonozaki. Group's trying to leave the hospital. After a moment, we see another scene with Nayami, further cementing my theory that she's totally based off of Little Lovegood. She thinks that she's dreaming, and she's looking for the dream fairies, and that all the other people there are all figments of her dream. And Tenga says that he is going to wake her up, resulting in her giving him a mean left hook. The resulting strike, however, affects everyone. And it's at this point that they're slowly starting to understand what's going on, of everybody being linked. Also, Sonozaki tasered Katsuhira.
Just weird.
And then, was there anything else after that? Oh yeah, everybody suddenly glows neon slasher tattoos, and Sonozaki gives them the title of Kiznaivers. And roll credits. I really don't know what to say. It's very well drawn. I do like the art style. The story is interesting. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing where it goes with the story. The music and the intro and the outro is very good. I'll give it that much. It's very, very... I really like the intro and outro music. Characters are diverse, which I like. The only characters I really don't have a beat on is Yuta and Maki. Yuta less so than Maki. Maki I kind of understand, yeah, okay, she's hard-nosed. What sort of anything is going to happen to make her change that? What I want to see is where they go with Yuta, because he's the cunning normal, which is a character that I personally like. And really looking forward to seeing what route they take with that. I'm not entirely sure how you would classify this anime. Not entirely sure where... It's going to be action-y. It's not sci-fi. It's not supernatural, but it is surreal. Surreal is a good tag for it. Should you watch this anime based off of the first episode? Well, first of all, if you've seen the Crunchyroll ad in your Facebook, this isn't even the same episode. There's like a scene, I think, from the clip. I don't know. I'd have to watch it again. But based off of just this first episode, it's intriguing. But I'm not going to say anything's particularly good or bad, except for I don't like the main character. However, main character has to have flaws in order for there to be any growth throughout the series. I don't see this as a multi-season series, though. If anything, I see this as at most, a 24-episode show, and at the least, a 13-episode show. I am not 100% sure where this is going to go. I am going to look at a couple more episodes. You can watch it yourself over at Crunchyroll. Again, I'm not sponsored, wish I was. But give Kiznaivers your own... Give it a look. I will say this. I will say look at it. It's a good 3 out of 5. It's worth looking into. If this kind of surreal story, if it turns out to be surreal, is what you're looking for, or if you're just looking for something off the beaten path. Because this is off the beaten path. I'm not getting much of I wasn't really thinking I was like, oh, well, this is from this, or this reminds me of this. I'm really not getting any of those vibes watching this episode. So, if you're looking for something different, give it a try, and make your own assumptions. And that's all I have for this episode. If you liked it, please like, please comment, subscribe if you feel like it. And thank you so much for watching. I am really enjoying finding all these anime and just checking them out, honestly. And if there's any anime you want me to check out, be sure to let me know. Drill88, signing out.